I've never understood dog people.
No? What's wrong with dog people?
I find conversation about dogs boring.
What kinds of conversations about dogs?
Oh, breeds, habits, tricks they can do. I just find dog people quite boring, that's all.
I find horse people boring. They're the kind of people I find boring.
Well, what's so boring about a horse person?
Same kind of things, really. Breeds, tendencies of the animal, all sorts.
Well, it's just as well we're all baking people.
Just as well indeed. Oh, have you heard from Battenberg Brenda 85 recently, Kate?
Oh?
Brenda Battenberg Brenda.
Oh, that Brenda? No, I haven't, no. Why'd you ask?
Well,
What
I've been
I've
hearing
heard
this.
is that Brenda has had a suspension
A
from the group.
suspension?
Well, why a suspension?
Those cakes she's been posting photos of for her Sunday bakes. Not hers.
No, direct from Google Images.
Well, I am not surprised.
Oh, well, I'm bloody surprised.
Are you really, though?
She always seemed to me the kind of person who liked to watch baking, but never the kind of person who actually bakes, you know.
What's the difference?
A lot of people say they like baking, but watching Bake Off does not a baker make. You wouldn't watch the Tour de France and suddenly claim that you're a cyclist.
Baking's a very physical activity. You can't be a passive baker. You either bake and therefore are a baker, or you don't and therefore you aren't.
You can't spectate when it comes to baking.
Well, unless you watch a baking show.
Unless you watch a baking show, correct. But just because you watch a baking show does not necessarily mean that you love baking. That's my point.
I don't fully see your point.
Well, people who watch Bake Off love the idea of a baker's life. That's why they say they like baking. But they don't necessarily have the discipline to dedicate themselves to the art form. They're like people who say they love shabby chic because they've got a clock from Cath Kidston.
Right.
Or like the people who say they like baking cookies, but have only ever made them from Just Add Water packets.
Gregory.
Kate, why didn't you laugh?
Oh, I just didn't find it very funny, that's all.
But it was funny. Well, it was funny, wasn't it?
You make cookies from Just Add Water packets, don't you?
No, I do not.
Yes, you do. That's why you didn't laugh. You make cookies from Just Add Water packets. I can see it in your eyes.
I'm so sorry you had to find out this way.
Oh, and how long have you been doing that for?
Forever, really.
Those nut and berry cookies you brought to mine and Gareth's anniversary dinner. From a packet.
Yes.
The cookies that you sent your Abigail into school with for bringing a bake day. Just Add Water.
Yes.
Oh.
What about those cookies you posted the very first Sunday the group was launched? Were those cheetah cookies as well?
Yes.
I feel sick.
Has anyone been keeping up with Strictly?
Oh, yes. Now that is good, isn't it?
Oh, it might be sacrilegious to say, but I do think I prefer it to Bake Off these days.
Oh, definitely. Since it's moved to Channel 4 at least, yes. I can't stand Pruly.
Oh, no, I do like her. It's Noel Fielding that drives me round the bend.
You know, I was saying to Fran the other day that I think he would be so much better suited to the sewing bee, and that Joe Lycett fella better suited to the Bake Off.
I like your way of thinking.
Did anyone see the dress that Claude was
That
wearing?
white sequin slip, yeah.
Oh,
The white sequin slip she was wearing, yes. I turned to my Gareth when she came out in that, and he said to me, He said to me, if you'd have let me do the washing, I'd have thrown that in with the bright pink pants and it would have been ruined. And I laughed. As if you could put a white sequin slip in the washing machine anyway. When Gareth does the washing, it always just manages to go tits up.
Tamara, why didn't you laugh?
Oh, I was just thinking about how lovely Becky would look in a white sequin dress, that's all.
Oh, the colours of the fabrics would have bled and she'd have been absolutely fucked.
Mm.
Well, she would have been fucked, wouldn't she?
You shamelessly don't separate your washes, do you?
Yes, I do. Don't be silly.
No, you don't. That's why you didn't laugh. You mix all your clothes together when you put them in the wash with absolutely no consequence. Now, I can hear it in your voice.
I'm so sorry you had to find out this way.
But how long have you been doing that for?
Since Mark was in nappies, really. I think it was just easier.
The white skirt you wore to Kate's gallery opening. I mean, you washed it with darks.
Yes.
Was that top of mine you borrowed for the night out in January? You washed it with your husband's white pants.
Yes.
Oh, not the pink bridesmaid dress that you wore to Becky's wedding. You didn't wash those with the...
No, actually, that one I got dry cleaned.
Oh.
Oh.
Mm.
Well, I still feel sick.
Mm. Who do you ladies think's better? Mrs. Hinch or Marie Kondo?
Well, that is a question and a half.
In what respect?
Well, who has the better cleaning tips? Well, who do you feel you'd learn the most from?
I can't say I'm very good at keeping up with either.
Who needs tips? And I learned everything I need to know firsthand.
Yes, I agree. My mother taught me everything I know, and it has never failed me before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Marie Kondo has this thing that she
What's
calls
that
the
rolling
Marie...
clothes thing that she does?
Well, yes, the Marie Kondo technique. Have you ladies heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the idea is that to save space in your wardrobe and to make it look tidier, is that you're meant to roll your clothes instead of folding them or putting them on a hanger.
But don't
Of
they
course.
just crease after you've ironed them?
Well, that's what I said. I said to Fran the other day, I said to her, do you remember when we got our packing cubes for our trip to Thailand? And when we got there, her caftan was in a right way and not an iron in sight. Clothes more creased than origami. Oh, I refuse to roll my clothes and get them creased, that's for sure.
Oh, God. Becky, why didn't you laugh?
I suddenly started to wonder where I put my packing cubes, that's all.
Marie Kondo is quite short. She's quite short, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
You don't iron your delicates, do you?
Yes, I do. Of course I do. What do you take me
No,
for?
no, you don't. That's why you didn't laugh. I bet you pull your knickers and bras right out of the washing machine, lob them into the tumble dryer and leave it at that. I can sense it in your shakes. Well, I'm right, aren't I?
I really didn't think it would come to this.
Well, how long has that been going on for?
Ever since we got married, really. No, I didn't feel the need to impress anymore. So...
But that bra you wore under the mesh top to my 30th, unironed.
Yes.
Pants that Tim wore over his costume when he dressed up as Superman. And you went as that sexy nurse for Halloween. Oh, crinkled to Christ!
Yes.
The knickers you wore the night we hooked up on holiday in Bali?
I feel...
Did you all hear about Alice and Daniel?
Which Alice are we on about her?
Alice loves cupcakes, _ from the group.
Oh, Alice, yes. Right, what about her?
Well, her and Daniel are having some troubles.
What sort of troubles are they having?
Well, supposedly they're starting to argue a lot, which we all know is
Arguing a lot.
is the
Yes, I'd heard that
downfall.
actually.
Yes, but everyone argues a lot in the marriages, don't they? I mean, don't we all? It's just the way it is when you're forced into a corner with someone for so many hours a week for years on end.
But
Right.
that's not it, though, is it?
Oh God, no. So the main thing that I heard from Sally is that they're only having sex once a fortnight. Only once a fortnight. I mean, that's shameful, really, isn't it?